Welcome back, everybody.
Hello, hello,
hello. It's class 3, ACI 2, and because we learned already what three jewels and what the are and what the refuge is. So let's close our eyes and set up the motivation for the class. Wait a moment, don't close yet. But actually, the issue is that everything that you have in your life, like money, partners, families, food, clothes, comes from your mental seeds ripening, and once it ripens, then it's gone. So to live this life is expensive. Even you are not grateful for what you have, it doesn't matter, because you spend constantly your mental seeds, and your bank account is going down if you do not plant other seeds. And these teachings, they are particularly expensive. You're not only spending, you're not going anymore to a grocery store, you flying to Las Vegas and go to a casino, and then. So I remember when I heard this idea, I was horrified. I was like, oh my God, I will not have my good seeds anymore because I spent on these teachings, all of them.
But it gives you the ability to plant great seeds quickly also, right? It's a bigger game. It's not just a negative. You get the chance to actually, and it motivates you to help people too, as opposed to just living a selfish life. It's the explanation for why you want to help people as opposed to living a selfish life.
Yeah, so if you have the right motivation to plant even better seeds, then you will not lose your good seeds, and even you will increase them. So please close your eyes and think about your motivation, why you are here. Why are you participating in this course, listening, helping as a volunteer, as a translator, like everybody? Just let's get 200% out of this class.
What if I want a sports car to drive around the closet really fast? Will it work for that?
Maybe you can find something better than
okay, something better. All right.
Than the sport car that will
drive around the closet really fast.
Yeah, and you will lose it anyway at some point, right?
Okay.
Okay, then just close your eyes and think that you want every single second of this class to help you not to go into lower realms, to help you to stop every single suffering of the cycle overall, where independently where you are, you can get into a trouble any moment. And you're tired of seeing other people suffering. You want to help them also. Wouldn't it be cool to see the world where there is no such word as war or hunger, famine, or poverty or death, sickness? It does not exist because there is nothing to name with these words anymore. Try to imagine how the world would look like if your seeds will help you to create such a world. Everybody is happy, and the highest value in this world is to help other people, other beings. And make a wish that every single moment of this class you will plant seeds to make it happen. And then think about the fact that you are empty of your own nature. You don't have to be in a suffering body that will die. If you will be smart enough to figure what you need to do, you will get a body of light that does not get sick and die. And there is a path. You can walk it. And there are people who did it successfully. So the path works. And go back to your breathing. Open your eyes. Now we are ready. So, and don't waste your time. Anything you do, try to think about these things. Okay. Let me see if I have the class number 3 slides. Just a moment. So the name of this class is Bodhicitta and Mind. And I forgot to share my screen, I'm sorry. Screen. Okay. Bodhicitta and Mind, this is the name of this class. And you remember in ACI 1, you had a short definition of the bodhicitta, right?
Mhm.
And it was a wish to get enlightenment for the sake of every living being.
Mhm. That's the one that people know. Nobody knows the longer one.
Yeah, unless you will want to do the final exam after all 18 ACI courses that is called Marok, or unless sorry, we're a little bit sick and we try to do our best not to
we won't get you sick, I promise.
Not to, yeah.
Try our best.
Maybe we will infect Katya, who is here, but fortunately, with Zoom, we cannot infect you, cannot plant bad seeds. So there is a longer definition, and nobody usually remembers. It comes from this Abhisamaya Alankara, the ornament of realizations, by the future Buddha Maitreya and his secretary, Master Asanga. And it's a long definition. Don't worry that you will not learn it by heart from the first attempt, maybe even not from the second one, but it is actually extremely powerful. So you will see that you will have a lot of realizations when you will be learning one by one all the parts of this definition. And you don't have to memorize it. I mean, you will memorize it, you will forget it, you will memorize it again, you will forget it. It's okay, don't worry about it. So let's, you want to read, Melo?
Sure. Since it's formal, I'll read it. First, it is the main mental awareness belonging to the greater way, which is focused on achieving total enlightenment for the benefit of others, and which is matched with the state of mind that is associated with it, the aspiration to achieve total enlightenment. Second, it is a knowledge belonging to the greater way, which acts as a door for entering the greater way, and which is included into the activity side of the standard division into the two of view and activity. Boy, that's a lot.
Yeah, and if you want to brag that you know some Tibetan, then in Tibetan this definition is shorter, and you can see Semkia Pani Shendon Chir Yandak Dzogpei Janchup Du. This is the short definition, which is the wish to achieve total enlightenment for the sake of others.
And if you're interested in this, Geshe had a really fascinating discussion about it when he was teaching this class in Guadalajara in 2019, which is available on like the knowledge base. Is that where that class is, on the knowledge base? It's really it's interesting to hear him talk about main mind and what constitutes main mind. It's because
this is the next question.
Yeah, I know. And so, but if you know, and so we're gonna repeat this discussion, but I highly recommend, you know, if you're interested in the difference between the mind and the brain and what the functions of the mind are, and you know how you're perceiving your world, it's an interesting class to listen to.
Okay, so let's go to the next question, which is
so yeah, now
what you started to talk about, the main mind. Why there is a, so now we will go to the different parts of this definition because they are important. I mean, okay, something that I think is important to say, that even if you are just you are a psychologist maybe or psychotherapist, they also have some ideas, or neuroscientists, they have some ideas that we cannot have a lot of focuses of attention, right? And in these teachings, they say you cannot have two ideas at the same time in your mind, except one is occupied by your main focus, right? One occupies your main focus, and you have some kind of how to say, something on background, right? So in this case, you can have two ideas at the same time. Why it is important? Because in the definition, you have the wish to reach enlightenment and to help every single living being, right? If you can focus only on one idea, if you can focus only on one idea, then it means that when you are sleeping, then you are losing your bodhicitta, right? Or when you are in direct perception of emptiness, you are losing your bodhicitta. Because we know that direct perception of emptiness consumes all our attention. We cannot perceive even ourselves when we are in direct perception of emptiness. So this is where these debates come from. Do we lose bodhicitta when we sleep or when we are in meditation and single-pointedly focused upon something? So let me...
It was interesting because Geshe talked about different schools. Word was there, and he was representing what mind-only school, and who was the other person that was in the class that he was talking to? But he was talking to the mixed notes translators, and different schools of thought, you know, mind-only or the Abhidharma, have different categories of things other than the main mind, different emotions, anger, jealousy, things like that. And there were like 50, one school had 51, the other had 46.
Yeah, in Abhidharma you have 46
And-
mental
Yeah,
functions.
and mine only had 51.
Correct.
It was really fascinating discussion for how your mind works, right?
Mhm.
Because all of our problems are coming from our mind, right? And all the answers to the problems are going to be from your mind.
Mhm. So when we say the wish for enlightenment is described as main state of mind, it means that it imbues the overall mind. It's not a specific mental function, because otherwise we will be stuck with this idea that you can either have bodhicitta or something else, either a wish for enlightenment, either one of parts of the bodhicitta, right? Either wish to achieve enlightenment, either wish to help every living being. This is why if the word main would not be in the definition, it could be either one of two, but not both of them at the same time.
It's almost like your mind's like a different category, right? Because one of the examples that Geshe gave for like what is a main state of mind, he said, well, if like a boxer hits you and you get knocked out, then your main mind has decreased a little, right? And so it's really like if you have the wish for enlightenment, it's almost like your mind's a different kind of mind, right? There's some quality in it that's different than what it was before. Which is pretty big because again, it's not a function like anger or jealousy, but it's the main state of mind.
Yeah, and the Tibetan word for main is tsovo. It's a very common word, like used for the main deity or the head of the family, like somebody who is main, right? Tsovo. Okay, what if we will leave out the word mental? Could we confuse the wish with something else? Like we say that this is main.
Did we discuss the two more specific mental functions of the wish for enlightenment? Okay, great.
What if we will leave out the word mental? Then we can confuse the wish with sensory consciousness of an enlightened being. Like, for example, an enlightened being can hear with their eyes and touch with their ears, right? With their hearing powers.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier this morning.
Yeah. So this will distinguish this definition from this mental awareness, mental stuff from sensory powers of an enlightened being. You have anything to add to this one?
No, it's
pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's just things that yeah, pretty straightforward, but it helps give you an idea of the way the mind's working.
Okay, I forgot to share my slides. Let me go back. Oh, it's not the correct one. Okay. So the sensory consciousness of an enlightened being. Oh, that's strange. I cannot share my screen for some reason. Let me try again. When you do something important,
It's okay.
Some reason I cannot share the slides.
Okay,
oh, you can see it. Okay.
Okay, they are seeing it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so the sensory consciousness of an enlightened being can be confused if we do not use the word mental. And maybe it does not make sense for you. Just bear with us, and you will understand the meaning later. So, what if we will not use the phrase belonging to the greater way? Like this is a state of mind related to main consciousness, mental awareness, and belonging to the greater way.
Yeah, and so belonging to the greater way, of course, is going to be referring to Mahayana, so that somebody who's actually genuinely working for every living being to be free from their suffering. And so there's different stages of bodhicitta. And in the 2019 class, Geshe actually talks about 3 stages, which I'd never heard
before.
I never heard that presentation before. Where there's the one that was common prior to that class was the idea that there's sugarcane bodhicitta, where like the outside of sugarcane is sweet, but it's not really the real thing, right? If you've ever had sugarcane, fresh sugarcane, it's almost like bamboo, right? And it's got like this hard shell on the outside, and then inside is the soft pulp. And if you take that soft pulp and crush it, it turns into a juice that's really extraordinary. And you can actually like chew the soft inside of it. It's like it's almost like candy. It's really nice. And I've never eaten the hard outside part. I guess it would have some sugary taste, but it's pretty weak in comparison. And so they're saying that before you have bodhicitta, real bodhicitta, that experience where you're seeing every living being, you have like the wish, like the desire to have bodhicitta. And that's like the outside. They call it sugarcane, the outside of the sugarcane, not so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But the inside, where it's actually good, that's the real bodhicitta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now he said that there is the
middle way
for the sugarcane, even bodhicitta, not the real one. There is a skin and two bodhicitta.
Yeah,
that, like when you just hear and you think, oh, to get it is something nice to be a bodhisattva, to have this bodhicitta, but you just heard that you didn't really take any actions yet, and then you think, oh, I probably can help somebody.
mm-hmm.
Maybe I can do this or that, and then you start to act, right? And then you get involved in like 3. It takes some time. I remember I was thinking to take my bodhisattva vows, and I was thinking, boy, I don't know whom I will be helping. Like it looks like people are managing their lives. And then I took bodhisattva vows. It was in Kiev, 2015, in April. And I left the room where we were taking bodhisattva vows, and I remember I had this feeling, like uplifted, like I was like, oh, I should help somebody. And I didn't really have ideas. I had a good motivation, but I didn't really have ideas how I will be helping.
Like Masha, Yatakara Skorana Pomash.
Yeah, like our favorite cartoon, Masha and the Bear. The little girl, she really wants to help everybody, but usually people suffer from her help.
Yeah. So she comes in and she's going to make a mess of things, but she says, I'm very quick to help. Like a little kid, right?
Yeah, so
we like Masha and the Bear.
Maybe if you are like me, like you really want to help people, and sometimes it doesn't work. Like you help, but it gets worse. Don't get discouraged. By the way, this is something that when I was learning how to be a DCI teacher, Geshe Michael, he was teaching us a life tool that is called rack in the bathroom or something. Like, for example, I decided to, he was talking for men, mostly for men audience. He said, like, if you decided to really help everybody, like plant good seeds, and then you offer it to your mother-in-law, a rack for a bathroom, like a small carpet.
Oh, yeah.
And then she falls down and breaks her arm, or leg or something on your carpet, on your rack you just bought for her. Then don't get discouraged. For a while, your bad seeds may continue to ripen, and it will look like you are getting bad results from good actions. They are not related. So you actually plant something that will ripen later on, and your good motivation will win, because the truth is higher than the lie, right?
Yeah, that's the confusion that people have. They think the results that they're getting are coming from something else other than what they're.
Yeah. And the sugarcane bodhicitta is usually in, I can see among our students that is underappreciated, because it's like just for the beginners, for newcomers, like you don't really have one. But it's not true, because if you know seeds planting, if you know this system, then you know that without sugarcane bodhicitta, you cannot really get the real one. It's an important step, and it is very cool. It is same like to make fun of a baby who just starts to try to talk or to crawl or to walk, he cannot become an adult without these first steps. They are necessary. So sugarcane bodhicitta is very important, and be happy about every kind thought you ever have, because this what will help you to get enlightened.
Planting the seeds for the real thing.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, we're done with the sugarcane bodhicitta. Oh, and something important, I think, is to mention that these teachings are not about Buddhism. They're called Buddhism in the sources, but it is not about it. It is, every single religion talks about the famous golden rules: never do to another person what you do not want to get yourself. And in many religions, they talk about this idea to pray for everybody. I remember I had this feeling like, when something is overwhelming, but you feel that is correct. When I heard from some Christian people, I even do not remember from whom exactly, that you should pray. I think it was my grandmother who was Christian. And she said that we should pray for everybody, any religion, all the atheists. Like she said, somebody who should pray for atheists,
Yeah, of course.
And she was saying that we should help everybody. And I tried to wrap my mind around this idea, help everybody, and like, too much, like so many people. Like in my country, there are 40 something millions. Like I even do not know them, all of them, like how I can help even 8 billions, not talking about animals, like extraterrestrials, so, and this is how you can help. If you know these ideas, then you can just use them. You can teach 4 steps. you can trick people, right? Because they want money, they want partners, they want health, they want to stop their depressions or to have less stress in their lives. But when you will help them, they will want to help others because they will feel the power of these teachings, and they will feel that it does work. So you actually can change everything on your planet and even beyond by understanding how it works, by teaching other people this thing, the pen, and the 4 steps. Decide what you want, find another person who wants the same thing, help this person sincerely. I mean, at the very least, regularly, like 1 hour a day, every week. And be happy about this good thing that you do, and about the thing that you use seeds and emptiness, which is the only thing that works. Get your results, teach as many people as you can, and this is how you can pray for every single living being.
Yeah, and if people are interested in the academic side of it, if they're interested in hearing a verbal explanation of the 4 steps, then by all means, go ahead and teach them the 4 steps, teach them the pen. But many people aren't going to want to hear a lecture, right? They have to have some kind of reason to be interested in the first place. And you can still help people like that simply by living a good life, right? Like be successful in your own life. Plant the steps to have a partner. Plant the steps to have money. Plant the steps to be healthy. And then they say, oh, well, okay, I remember. You had a bad back, right? For a decade. Why aren't you hurting now, right? And then people will be interested. So be an example for other people,
and if you
and then explain to them.
And if you will go too far, maybe you will open a company and call it Project.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's fun, right? It's fun.
Yeah. Okay. Then we also have a very strange word that is Samyak Sambudhaya, right, in Sanskrit, or it's total enlightenment.
I thought this was, I enjoyed this discussion, right? Because like, why total enlightenment? Is there such a thing as half enlightened, right? Like I'm omniscient except for that part of the universe, not sure what's going on over there, right? Or like I've got, I guess you'll use the example of like I got enlightened except I left my arm behind, right? I'm not fully here. I'm not totally enlightened. And so this is to distinguish total enlightenment from the enlightenment of other spiritual practitioners called, one group is called the listeners, and the other are called self-made Buddhas. You'll see if you read the academics translations, that's called the solitary realizers, or the rhinoceros-like realizers. Anyway, horrible translations. Geshe uses self-made Buddhas. And so these people,
Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas also.
These are people, and it's interesting. You can go to other places in here, and people have different ideas about what enlightenment is going to be, and so you can achieve nirvana, right? But they're not going to call it. The people who are like in that school of thought, they're not going to call it a lower enlightenment. They think that they're getting fully enlightened, and so we're going to say that's a lower level. That's not full enlightenment. It's not really true enlightenment. And it's interesting because if you're on the listener path or you're on the self-made Buddha path, the same as if you're on the Mahayana path. There are 5 paths to it. You know, the accumulation, preparation, seeing, no more learning, or habituation, and no more learning, right? The 5 paths. And so they each have their 5 paths. And so this is to distinguish the Mahayana enlightenment, total enlightenment, from the lower schools, the lower paths.
And it is considered to be inappropriate also to call Hinayana students Hinayana, because in Sanskrit it is lower, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, we have even in our lineage vows not to consider other, not only Buddhist different tracks and paths and different sects to consider higher or lower, but also not to judge other religious systems, right? Because if it helps other people, then there is a reason why it exists, and you do not know who is running it, right? Maybe it is an emanation of an enlightened being.
Yeah,
right?
you can't judge other people, right? You don't really know what's going on in their lives.
Yeah. Hinayana people, they do not call themselves Hinayana. They call Theravada, like real teaching. So just remember. Okay, and the last part is of the definition is for the benefit of others. Why is this important? Kind of similar, right? I hope I'm sharing the right thing. Yeah, okay. So this is this is an additional part that also disallows listeners and self-made Buddhas who do not call that they just reach nirvana. They call what they reach, they call Buddhahood. And they do not understand that there is something higher.
And this is emphasizing that on our track, we're working for every living being. It's not just ourselves that we're trying to get out of samsara, get out of suffering. Yeah, and remember that you should always include yourself, of course. Just something funny, I remember we had a class, I think it was ACI 5 in Kiev many years ago, probably 2015 or something, and or 14. We had the class at the apartment of one of our students. His name was Sergey, and he had empty frames on the walls. And I remember I was at the age of understanding something about emptiness, you know, like the next level or something like, it is difficult to understand it without going into some nihilism at some point, right? Saying, oh, everything is empty. And then I have seen these frames, no paintings in them, just frames. And I remember I was looking at people and I was like, do they exist? Or maybe, or maybe I do not see that they don't exist, you know, like how am I supposed to see them? And then at some point you realize, okay, they do not exist by themselves, but they're coming from me. And then you feel lonely because you think, boy, they're not real. They're coming from my seeds. They don't have their proper will, right? They are completely controlled by my seeds in a way. And
how you get the resolution of it. And this is why this last part is also important. I mean, you work for the benefit of others, and you include yourself in this because they come from your seeds. And you also come from your seeds. It's not that they are not real because they come from my seeds. If you think they're not real, then you are not, also not real.
And the people, the question, are there other living beings outside of you, or are you just alone watching your own painful movie? And our lineages, Geshe Michael and Ken Rinpoche were both very clear that there are other living beings, that you're not really alone.
They're coming from your seeds, and your mind is so powerful that it can produce other living beings who seem to look independent from you, and who have their own mind streams.
So don't worry, when you get enlightened, you're not going to have the party by yourself. There will be people there to help you celebrate.
Everything that you see is correct, except it does not come from the source that we were thinking. Every single person comes from my seeds, and me, myself, I come from my seeds also in the same way other people do. And that was the last question of the class.
Yeah.
So
complicated definition, but fun discussion, right?
Yeah. So
fun points.
That's it for today. Please close your eyes. Think about your
Закрыть глаза.
Закрыть глаза. Close your eyes and think about the fact that you spent over 1 hour with a great motivation to help not only yourself, but every living being on this planet and beyond. And when your seeds will ripen, you will see the results. You will see yourself as an enlightened being, as an angel who has these 4 parts of the body: the paradise body, emanation body, helping effortlessly, automatically every living being, the Dharmakaya, emptiness of the Buddha, and the omniscient mind. And you will see all 3 times, every second, every moment, every single spot of the universe. You will feel every living being and will love them, and you will feel love. Because now you know the path. Go back to your breathing, open your eyes, and
Great listen. I hear Russian all day long. In the morning, Ina probably usually having some kind of conversation. She's always on Zoom talks now, and so there's always Russian going on in the house.
Yeah, and now that I do not translate for Bill, now he starts to translate for me.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It feels a little funny not speaking Russian on a Zoom call.
Okay. Thank you very much, and please come back tomorrow for more classes. And if you are grateful for our teachings, don't thank us. Thank to ACI headquarters. We will post tomorrow the links, and you will be able to donate any amount you think appropriate to ACI, because we really want to help ACI to continue to grow and spread this powerful and matchless teachings.
And again, I recommend you watch Swanson Tower on Monday night, next Monday night, Well, that was going to be hard for the Europeans because it's going to.
Europeans, they have the rebroadcasting 6:30 p.m. European time.
Okay, highly recommend you watch that. Geshe Michael is the source for these clear translations and teachings, and he's really, a historical figure, and you don't know how long he's going to be here with us. And I wouldn't miss the chance to see him live when you have the opportunity.
Yeah, your understanding of these teachings will grow.
Yeah.
Greatly.
It's even if the material seems difficult, it's happening for a reason.
Yeah, it means you are learning something new, which is a good thing.
And your mind will be recording it, even if you don't understand it. Every word you hear, I mean, like every single thing you ever hear is recorded in your mind. So the seeds will be there for that information in there.
Thank you, all the technical team, organizers, translators. Please stay with us. We are very grateful for you, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Пока-пока.